हॅलो, आवाज येतोय? स्क्रीन आहे का विजिबल? हॅलो, कॅन यू हियर मी? हॅलो, कॅन यू हियर मी? हॅलो, आवाज येतोय? आवाज येतोय का? चालू झालंय पण माझा आवाज का जात नाही? मी म्हणली एकटे सोबत होतं. हॅलो, आवाज येतोय? ओके, ओके. Okay, is the screen visible? So we'll start with the next topic, that is laryngitis. What is laryngitis? Do you know what is larynx? What is laryngitis? Larynx माहिती आहे ना सगळ्यांना? Okay, inflammation of larynx is laryngitis. Okay, first we'll see the acute laryngitis. Okay, here is the classification. Acute laryngitis, it is classified into non-specific and specific laryngitis. Non-specific, ah, बोलो. So inflammation of larynx is laryngitis. Okay, it is divided into, again the classification is acute laryngitis and chronic laryngitis. Acute, it is classified under two headings: non-specific and specific laryngitis. Non-specific includes acute laryngitis, then acute laryngotracheobronchitis, and acute epiglottitis. And specific, under the heading of specific, there is diphtheric laryngitis. Okay, so acute laryngitis, it divides into non-specific and specific. Non-specific are acute laryngitis, acute laryngotracheobronchitis, and acute epiglottitis. And specific is diphtheric laryngitis. Then second classification is chronic laryngitis. It is again divided into two: non-specific and specific. Non-specific is chronic non-specific laryngitis and keratosis, that is leukoplakia. And specific, it includes tuberculosis, syphilis, scleroma, and leprosy. So first we are going to learn about the acute non-specific laryngitis. Okay, so the acute non-specific laryngitis, it is the common cause for temporary hoarseness of voice. The etiological factors of acute non-specific laryngitis are: first one is age group. It occurs at all ages, but it may take a serious turn in children because, okay, laryngitis, it can be seen in all ages, but it is a serious condition that becomes, mostly it is seen in children because children have small lumen. Okay, the lumen is smaller. Lumen of larynx is smaller in children. So slightest edema in children will narrow the lumen and it will cause dyspnea and stridor. Okay. So in children, the lumen of larynx is smaller. So when there is any inflammatory changes that occur in larynx, there will be edema, and the slightest edema in children will narrow the lumen. Okay, and because of narrowing of lumen, there will be dyspnea and stridor. Then second cause is spasm. Larynx excites easily in children and it can develop spasm easily. Okay, it is in children the larynx is more excitable and therefore it will develop spasm very easily. Then third one is cuff reflex is weak in children. In children, the cuff reflex is very weak than that of the adults, so secretion may not be expelled easily. Okay, as the cuff reflex is weak, the secretions are not expelled easily, and so this becomes a serious condition in children. So these are the three causes, that is small lumen, the spasm, and cuff reflex which is weaker in children. These are the three causes that makes this laryngitis a serious condition in children. So first etiological factor is age. It occurs at all ages, but it may take a serious turn in children because of all these three causes. Next etiological factor is infection, that is viral or bacterial infection, and common cold is the most common cause of laryngitis. So infection may be viral or bacterial, and most common cause is common cold. Then next cause is exanthemata. It makes the larynx susceptible to infections. Okay, exanthematous diseases like measles, chickenpox, smallpox, etc. In those diseases where there is rash, okay, in those diseases, exanthematous diseases, these diseases makes larynx susceptible to the infection, and that's why patient will get laryngitis more commonly in persons who have exanthematous diseases. Next cause is other respiratory tract infection like sinusitis, tonsillitis, or bronchitis. This may spread when the patient is having sinusitis or tonsillitis or bronchitis. The infection from those respiratory tract will spread to the larynx. The next cause is vocal misuse or overuse. Common cause of acute simple laryngitis is vocal misuse or overuse. The next cause is irritation. The irritation may be because of smoking, alcohol, or fumes that irritate the larynx. Then obviously the next cause is seasonal changes will cause acute laryngitis, acute non-specific laryngitis, and there are some iatrogenic causes like intubation or uh, any endotracheal surgery that may lead to laryngitis. So these are the causes of laryngitis. Once again, I'll repeat. First etiological factor is age group. It affects all ages, but it it becomes serious in children. Why it becomes serious in children? There are three causes. Because first one is because of small lumen. As there is small lumen in children, the slightest edema will narrow the lumen of the larynx and it will cause dyspnea and stridor. Then second cause is spasm. The in children the larynx is more excitable and it will develop spasm very easily. And third one is cuff reflex is very weak in children. So uh, as it is weaker in children than that of the adults, secretion may not be expelled easily in children. So these are the causes why it becomes very serious condition in children. Next cause is infection. Laryngitis may be viral or bacterial infection, and common cold is the most commonest cause of laryngitis. Then next cause is exanthematous diseases. It makes the patient susceptible to have laryngitis. Then other respiratory tract infections like sinusitis, tonsillitis or bronchitis from those sites, mm, the infection may spread to the larynx and patient will have acute laryngitis. Then vocal misuse or overuse. It is also a common cause of acute simple laryngitis. Then irritation by smoking, alcohol or fumes. Those fumes or alcohol or smoking will irritate the larynx and it will cause laryngitis. Seasonal changes will also cause. हाँ बोलो. हाँ बोलो. हेलो. हो. हो एक मिनिट. Okay, seasonal changes. Uh, it is one of the cause, and lastly iatrogenic causes like intubation and endolaryngeal surgery that may be the cause of laryngitis. Okay, you understood the etiological factors. Is there any difficulty? No difficulty. Okay, now the symptoms of laryngitis. Okay, tell me what will be the symptoms of laryngitis. Inflammation of larynx होता है तो क्या होता है? What is the function of larynx? What is the function of larynx? larynx का काम क्या है? हाँ, मग काय होईल? What will be the changes that occur? ओके, that त्याला काय म्हणायचं? ओके, हां. अजून काय होईल? Okay, symptoms. So first symptom is hoarseness. The voice becomes husky initially, and with the severe infection, it may lead to aphasia. Then there will be rawness, feeling of rawness in throat. Then there is pain in severe cases. The cough is present, which is irritating. There is stridor in children, and constitutional symptoms may be present like fever, body ache, weakness, etc. Okay, so these are the symptoms. हाँ बोल. हेलो. हाँ बोलो ना. एक मिनट है. aphasia. हेलो. हाँ तो हेलो. एक मिनट मैं फिर से सिम्टम्स बोलती हूँ. होर्सनेस. ओके, फर्स्ट सिम्टम इज होर्सनेस. वॉइस बिकम्स हस्की इनिशियली. देयर विल बी सिवियर इन्फेक्शन that may lead to aphasia. Then there is rawness, that is feeling of rawness in throat. Then there is pain in severe cases. Pain in severe cases that may be present. Then there is cough that is present, which is irritating type. Then there is stridor in children and other constitutional symptoms, that is those are present. Now what is stridor? What is stridor? And what is aphasia? नहीं नहीं. Oh, um, it is aphasia is inability to produce speech. The person cannot produce speech. Okay, in severe cases. पहिल्यांदा initially the voice becomes husky, that is hoarseness of voice, and in severe infection, जर त्या पेशंटला severe infection असेल तर त्या पेशंटला बोलता सुद्धा येणार नाही. That is aphasia. That is inability to produce speech. Okay. And what is stridor? Stridor is also present in children. Stridor म्हणजे काय? ओके, स्ट्रायडर मीन्स हाय पिच्ड साऊंड ऑन इन्स्पिरेशन. जेव्हा आपण इन्स्पायर करतो, इन्स्पिरेशनच्या वेळेस एक हाय पिच्ड साऊंड येतो, त्याला स्ट्रायडर म्हणतात. ओके, कळाले दोन्ही वर्ड्स? aphasia and stridor. Aphasia is inability to produce speech, and stridor means there will be high pitched sound on inspiration. So these are the symptoms. That is, first again I will repeat: high hoarseness of voice. Hoarseness, at initially it becomes the voice becomes husky, and later on, as the infection becomes severe, it may become, there may be aphasia. Then there will be feeling of rawness in throat. Then pain may be present in severe cases. Cough may be present, which is irritating type, and stridor is present in children. Stridor means high pitched sound on inspiration. And constitutional symptoms, that the fever or body ache or weakness. These are the constitutional symptoms, those may be present. Then signs on direct laryngoscopy. These are the signs that are that those signs you can see on laryngoscopy. That is, first one is congestion. The vocal cords, they are congested. The color varies from pink to red. Okay, first there will be congestion of vocal cords. They become pink, or the color may vary from pink to red. And other parts of larynx also congested. Then there is edema in severe infection. If the infection is severe, there will be edema. Next sign is exudate. The exudate may be, it is sticky mucoid initially, and as the infection becomes severe, the discharge becomes purulent. And lastly, movements of vocal cords, they may be hampered. And there may be fibrinous laryngitis may be present. That is, white plaques may be formed on the vocal cords and larynx. So these are the signs. There will be congestion as there is inflammation. Obviously, there should be congestion. So the vocal cord as well as other parts of larynx, they are congested. The color varies from pink to red. Then there is edema in severe infection. Then there is exudate. First it is sticky and mucoid, and as the infection progresses, or when it becomes severe, it becomes purulent. And the movements of vocal cords may be hampered. And there may be fibrinous laryngitis. That means in white plaques are may be present on the vocal cord and larynx. So these are the signs and symptoms of acute non-specific laryngitis. Okay, this is how the picture is seen through direct laryngoscopy. The vocal cords are seen, they may become congested, red, pink colored, or pink to red. It may vary from pink to red. There will be edema. Okay, now the complication. हाँ, आवाज नहीं येते क्लियर. हेलो, आवाज नहीं येते. Vocal cords आहेत. Vocal cords. Through indirect laryngo. हो, ते vocal cords आहेत. हो हो. आणि larynx आहे. Okay, now the complications of acute non-specific laryngitis. First one is spread. Infection may spread to tracheobronchial tree. Okay, this is one of the complications. From larynx, infection may enter into trachea and bronchus, and it will spread, and it will cause tracheobronchitis. Then dyspnea in children. The children are liable to get dyspnea and stridor because of small size of laryngeal lumen and because of spasm. and weak cuff reflex. We have seen in etiological factors, that is, the children are more liable to get the dyspnea because of these three causes, that is, small lumen, because of spasm, and because of weak cuff reflex. Children will get dyspnea. And third complication is perichondritis in severe cases. The cartilages of larynx, they are affected. Then the treatment, acute non-specific laryngitis treatment. First one is local treatment and then general treatment. Local is first one is voice stress, restricted speaking, and the forced whisper and shouting. They are more strenuous for vocal cords than the normal conversation. So the person should have the normal conversation. He should not whisper or shout, as whispering also cause strain for vocal cords, and shouting also cause straining for the vocal cords. So patient should speak in normal voice, normal conversation should he should have. So first treatment is voice rest. Uh, you have to restrict the speaking. Then second is steam inhalation. It will cause soothing because of fermentation, and it will loosen the secretions. The secretions which are sticky, they get loosened, and patient will easily expectorate it. Then lozenges are given to they will give comfort to the larynx. Then fermentation of neck, and lastly endotracheal intubation may be required in children with stridor. So this is the local treatment. First is voice rest. You have to give the rest to the voice with the help of restricted speaking, and forced whispering you have to avoid, and also you have to avoid the shouting because it will cause straining for the vocal cords. So patient should speak normally in normal conversation. Second is steam inhalation. Steam inhalation will cause soothing effect because of fermentation, and it will also lose the secretions. Then lozenges are given for comfort uh, or also soothing effect for the larynx. Then fermentation of neck from outside, it will also cause soothing. And lastly, if the children is in stridor or he is having dyspnea, then endotracheal intubation is advised. The general treatment includes antibiotics in bacterial laryngitis and its complications. If the infection is bacterial, then you have to advise the antibiotics, then anti-inflammatory drugs too. If the patient is having constitutional symptoms like body ache, fever, or other symptoms like pain in throat, etc., or raw sensation in throat, then you have to give anti-inflammatory analgesics to the patient. Then Linctus codeine is given to relieve the cough, as a person is having rawness in throat and there is dry irritating cough, so Linctus codeine is given. Then steroids are given if edema is present. Then you have to give the general rest in severe cases, and smoking and alcohol should be avoided. Okay, treatment you got any difficulty? तुम्हारा आवाज ही नहीं आता है ठीक से. हॅलो. ब्रेक होतोय खूप आवाज, त्यामुळे कळत नाहीये काय विचारतोय तो. नहीं आ रहा है. ओके, इज देयर एनी डिफिकल्टी? बोलो, बाकी के लोग बोलो सब. समजलंय सगळं? नाही. Okay, then next topic, that is chronic laryngitis. It is also a common condition. Next topic, okay, chronic laryngitis. It is also a common condition caused by chronic irritation of vocal cords. Okay, the etiology is the age group affected is about 20 years of age, sex, most commonly seen in females. Then other predisposing factors are misuse or overuse of voice, that is speaking continuously, loudly and improperly. Okay, first predisposing factor, that is misuse or overuse of voice, that is speaking continuously, loudly and improperly. The next one is smoking, chronic inflammation of larynx. It is further aggravated by coughing due to bronchitis. So smoking is one of the cause. The next is atmospheric pollution by dust and obnoxious gases that will cause chronic laryngitis. Next is sepsis, chronic tonsillitis or dental sepsis or chronic sinusitis may also cause a septic focus for chronic laryngitis, and that will lead to chronic laryngitis. Okay, so if the person is having chronic tonsillitis, or if there is any dental sepsis, or if he is having chronic paranasal or nasal infection, then this condition will act as a septic focus, and this will cause chronic laryngitis. And lastly, hawking and coughing, that will aggravate the chronic laryngitis. So these are the predisposing factors. हाँ, बोलो. आत्ता अर्धा तास होऊन गेला. हं. ओके, स्क्रीन दिसतोय. ओके. So, chronic laryngitis, it is also a common condition and it is caused by chronic irritation to the vocal cords. When there is chronic irritation to the vocal cords, that will lead to chronic laryngitis. Etiology, it includes age group that is affected above 20 years of age, most commonly seen in females, and the predisposing factors are misuse. First one is misuse or overuse of voice, that is speaking continuously or loudly and improperly, then that will cause laryngitis, chronic laryngitis. Then smoking, that is chronic inflammation of larynx. It is further aggravated by coughing due to bronchitis. Okay, smoking will cause inflammatory changes in the larynx, and this will cause chronic inflammation of larynx, and this chronic inflammation of larynx, it is further aggravated by coughing due to bronchitis, because smoking may also cause bronchitis. So patient will have bronchitis, there will be cough, and this cough will aggravate the condition. ओके, एवढेच आहेत का? 23 participants are there. Okay, so first predisposing factor is misuse or overuse of voice. Second is smoking. Third one is atmospheric pollution by dust or other gases, and sepsis, that is chronic tonsillitis, dental sepsis, and chronic sinusitis. And lastly, hawking and coughing will aggravate the chronic laryngitis. Okay, now the symptoms of chronic laryngitis. Hoarseness is the persistent symptom, usually severe in the morning. After clearing the secretions, the voice may improve, but due to overstrain or smoking, it will gradually worsen in evening. Okay, so first symptom is hoarseness of voice. It is a persistent symptom and it is usually severe in the morning. But after clearing the secretions, the voice may improve. But due to overstraining and smoking and other pollution, etc., it will gradually worsen in the evening. There will be cough which is dry and irritating. There is raw sensation in the throat, and patient will have hawking, that is frequent desire to clear the throat. The hawking may be present. Okay. Then signs, there is hyperemia, vocal cords remain congested, the color may change from pink to red. There will be hyperplasia of vocal cords. Then there is edema of vocal cords. The secretions are viscid from mucous glands. They will stick to the vocal cords and which compel the patient to clear the throat constantly. So there will be hawking. That is, patient will have frequent desire to clear the throat because of these viscid secretions, thick and sticky viscid secretions. The granulations and atrophy may be present in advanced cases. So these are the signs and symptoms of chronic laryngitis. Differential diagnosis of chronic laryngitis. First one is vocal nodule, polyp or benign tumor may be present with similar clinical picture. Okay, vocal nodule or polyp or benign tumor, they may present with similar clinical picture, but these are differentiated by direct, indirect laryngoscopy. हाँ बोलो. हेलो. हाँ हाँ, एक मिनट. Okay, so vocal nodules, polyps, and benign tumor. These are similar with clinical picture. The clinical picture of all these conditions is same, but you can differentiate with this condition by direct, indirect laryngoscopy. The next is malignancy of vocal cords. This may be misdiagnosed as chronic laryngitis, and so you have to do the careful laryngeal examination, and you have to do the biopsy that will settle the diagnosis. Okay, first one is vocal nodule, polyp, and benign tumor. They are differentiated by indirect laryngoscopy. The next one is malignancy of vocal cords. Uh, this can be differentiated by with the help of careful laryngeal examination and biopsy. Then third one is tubercular laryngitis. It is secondary to pulmonary tuberculosis. So uh, you can differentiate it easily. Tuberculous laryngitis is usually secondary to the pulmonary tuberculosis, and it is characterized by pale granulation in posterior one third of vocal cords, and always the biopsy will confirm the diagnosis. Then the next condition is gamma. It affects the anterior portion of larynx, and it may present as a granuloma or a deep ulceration on the vocal cords and epiglottis. And with the help of test, that is VDRL test, uh, you can come to the diagnosis. VDRL is positive in gamma when there is gamma, that is ulceration or any granuloma that is present on the larynx. The next condition is vocal cord palsy. It is diagnosed with indirect laryngoscopy. Then leukoplakia is differentiated by indirect laryngoscopy, and biopsy may be performed by endoscopy. Okay. And lastly, acute laryngitis. It is of short duration and there will be congestion of vocal cords. So these are the differential diagnosis. So all the differential diagnosis, uh, uh, they are differential. All these conditions are differentiated by with the help of procedure, that is indirect laryngoscopy and with the help of biopsy. Then treatment of chronic laryngitis, that is chronic irritating factors like smoking or atmospheric pollutants that should be avoided. Then change of environment or place of work, it may help. Then voice rest is must, because we have seen in predisposing factor, that is misuse or overuse of voice is one of the symptoms of our chronic laryngitis. So you have to advise the voice rest to that person. Then speech therapy, steam inhalation is given. Then linctus codeine is advised to relieve the cough. Then if septic focus is present, it may be nasal or pharyngeal or oral, it should be treated with the help of antibiotics. Antibiotics in acute cases is given, but it is not useful in chronic cases. Then stripping may be done when there is thickened and edematous vocal cords. They are stripped by microlaryngoscopy. Okay, this is the treatment for chronic laryngitis. Okay, this is all about chronic laryngitis. Okay, any difficulty? Is there any difficulty? Okay, I will end the meeting now.